Good day, everyone. Today, our group will discuss the evolution of modern computers and the different generations of computing. Group 5 members are Sofia Maris Al Imperio, Flint DJ M. Estrada, Anthony Dulan, and last but not the least, Angel Jane Dumindin. We will begin with the foundational computing inventions. Second is the key contributors in computer history. Third is the major computing periods. And lastly, the fifth generation of computers. The difference engine and analytical engine. The difference engine was designed by Charles Babbage in the early 80s. It was created to automatically compute mathematical tables and reduce human errors. Later, Babbage designed the analytical engine. Although it was never fully built, it introduced the basic components of a modern computer, including memory, processor, input, and output. And because of this, Babbage is often called the father of the computer. Ada Byron, or also known as Ada Lovelace, worked closely with Charles Babbage on the analytical engine. She wrote what is considered the first algorithm intended for a machine. More importantly, she understood that computers could process symbols and not just numbers. For this reason, she is recognized as the first computer programmer. The Schutzen calculation engine. The Schutzen calculation engine was developed by George and Edward Schutzen. Their work was inspired by Babbage difference engine. Unlike Babbage machine, their version was successfully built and used to print mathematical tables. This made it one of the first practical mechanical computing machines. Tabulating machines. Tabulating machines was invented by Harmon Hollerith. It used punch cards to process data. It was used in the 1890 United States Census and significantly reduced the time needed to process population data. Hollerith's company later became IBM, or International Business Machines, one of the largest technology companies in the world.
Good day, everyone. The next slide is Harvard Mark I 1944, developed with Harvard University and IBM. So, electromechanical computer use relays and mechanical switches, perform complex military and scientific calculations. So, the Harvard Mark I was completed in 1944. It was developed by Harvard University and IBM. It was an electromechanical computer. So this means it used electric power and mechanical parts to work. Inside the machine, there were many relays and mechanical switches. When it worked, the parts move and made clicking sounds. So the machine was very large. So yung kalako guys is 50 feet long, and it was used during the World War II. Then the Harvard Mark I performed complex military and scientific calculations. It solved long and difficult math problems automatically. It worked much faster than people doing the math hand. So, mas dali pa daw sa people guys. Nang kamuton og solve mas dali no. So, example is it calculate artillery firing tables for the US Navy. For example guys, kanang mga angle, speed, distance, so solve na. Then needed for a naval gun to hit an enemy ship far away. So it helps scientists calculate ballistic problems. So example is it calculate how wind and gravity affect the path of a bullet or rocket. So it was used for scientific research such as solving long equation. So grabe kayo siya kakano, needed kayo sa mga physics o engineering projects. So example guys is Harvard Mark, it helped the military and scientists solve difficult math problems quickly and accurately. It was an important step in history of computers. So next guys is the Z1 1938 created by Conrad Zuse. First programmable binary computer. Mechanical system using punch tape. So kita mo na to nice kaysa tanan. So the Z1 was created in 1938 by Conrad Zuse in Germany. It was the first programmable binary computer. So programmable means the machine could follow instruction. Binary means it used only two numbers, so 0 and 1. It was a mechanical system, so it worked with moving metal parts. So it used punch tape to read instructions. So ang punch tape na magbala o basa sa instruction. Then the tape had holes. The holes told the machine what to do. So ang holes na magmando kung sa button. So the Z1 did not look like modern computers. It had many small metal plates that moved calculate answers. So it helped engineers calculate. So matabangan niya ang mga engineers mag-calculate og building measurements such as force and loads for construction plans. So ang Z1 guys, it was the first programmable computer that used binary numbers. It worked with mechanical parts and read instruction from punch tape. So the Z1 was an important step in development of modern computers. Atanasoff Berry computer, or ABC, developed by John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry. Significance: first electronic digital computing device, introduced binary arithmetic, use electronic switching components. So makita na to picture da guys, no, dako Japon siya. So the Atanasoff Berry computer, also called the ABC. So gidevelop ni siya ni John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry. So ang ABC daw guys is built between 1939 and 1942 at Iowa State College. So the ABC was one of the first computer to use electronic parts instead of mechanical parts. So it used vacuum tubes to do calculations. This made it faster than mechanical computers. And the ABC used binary numbers 0 and 1. Instead of using decimal numbers 0, negative 9, it used only 2 digits. Modern computers also use binary. The ABC used electronic switches, vacuum tubes, to control calculations. This was a big improvement over mechanical switches. So example guys, kaya ang ABC daw na design to solve system to linear equation. For example, it could solve problems like xy plus y equals 10, then x negative y equals 2. The computer would calculate the correct values of x and y. So it helps scientists solve long mathematical problems used in physics research. So Atanasoff Berry or ABC guys it was important because it used electronic parts, and binary numbers. It helps solve difficult math problems faster than humans. So it was an important step in the history of modern computers. So the next slide is the rise of electronic computers. So makita na to di ano, grabe kadako guys. Daghan kay siya ganaw mga wire, makita na to dia. May daw katawo nasaksak. So ang tawag na guys is ENIAC. ENIAC 1946. First large-scale electronic general purpose computer. Use vacuum tubes, extremely large and power consuming. So ENIAC daw guys is na-complete in 1946 in United States. Its full name was Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. It was the first large-scale electronic general-purpose computer. So, when we say large-scale means it is very big, so dako kayo sa tanan. Then, electronic means it use electronic parts, not mechanical parts. Then, ang general purpose means it could solve many different types of problem, not just one kind. So, use vacuum tubes. ENIAC used about 18,000 vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes help the computer perform calculation very fast, but they also produce a lot of heat. So, ENIAC filled a large room. It weighed about 30 tons. It used a lot of electricity, enough to power many homes rather. Example guys is ENIAC calculated artillery firing tables for US Army faster than human calculators. It performed calculation for weather prediction, and it was used for early research related to the atomic bomb project. It could perform about 5,000 addition per second, which was very fast at that time. So it was the first large electronic computer that could solve many kinds of problems. So it used vacuum tubes and consumed a lot of electricity. So ang ENIAC guys, grabe makakonsume mo electricity. So even though it was very big and expensive, it was an important step in development of modern computers. EDVAC guys is introduced stored program architecture foundation of modern computer design. So makita na to guys no. Nice kayo ang EDVAC. EDVAC. So EDVAC stands for Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. It was designed in the late 1940s after ENIAC. So EDVAC was very important in computer history. Then EDVAC introduced the idea of stored program architecture. This means the computer stores instruction programs inside its memory. So the computer also stores data in the same memory. The computer reads the instruction and follows them automatically. Before these computers like ENIAC had to be rewired to change program, with EDVAC programs could be changed more easily. This idea became the foundation of modern computer design. So example guys, in EDVAC, all these instructions are stored in memory. So first is add two numbers, then number 2 is subtract another numbers, then number 3 print the answer. So in EDVAC, all these instructions are stored in memory. The computer reads them one by one and performs each step automatically. This is how modern computers work today. So So EDVAC was an early electronic computer. It introduced the stored program concept. In this means program and data is stored inside memory. This idea became the basic design for modern computers. Because of EDVAC, computers became easier to program and more powerful. So next guys is UNIVAC 1 1951. First commercial computer in the United States used for government and business data processing. So makikita na to guys no, gamay siya computer, din na siya mga medyo na siya hunos-hunos. So the UNIVAC 1 stands for Universal Automatic Computer. It was completed in 1951. It was the first commercial computer in the United States. This means it was the first computer sold to customers for business and government use. So before UNIVAC 1, computers were mostly used for military or research. So UNIVAC 1 was sold to real organization to daily work. So it helps process large amount of information quickly and accurately. So it used magnetic tape to store data. So example guys is the US Census Bureau and UNIVAC 1 to process population data faster than humans. In 1952 guys, ang UNIVAC 1 correctly predicted the winner of the US presidential election between Dwight D. Eisenhower and Adlai Stevenson. So his business used it to calculate payroll and manage inventory and process financial records. So UNIVAC 1 was built in 1951. It was the first commercial computer in the United States. So it helped government officers and business process large amount of data. It marked the beginning of computers in everyday business use. So the next slide is first portable computer, Osborne 1, 1981. Considered the first portable personal computer. Weight approximately 24 pounds. Marked the beginning of mobile computing. So na siya guys no, grabe siya kagamay. Ma-carry ra ni siya. So the Osborne 1 was released in 1981. It is considered the first portable personal computer. So before the Osborne 1, computers were large and stayed in one place. The Osborne 1 was smaller and designed to be carried. So it had a small screen and a keyboard that closed like a suitcase. So ang timbang niya is approximately 24 pounds. So the computer, so mga around 11 kilograms ang iyang timbang guys. So it was heavy compared to today's laptops, but at that time it was portable. So the Osborne 1 allowed people to bring their computer to different places like office or business trips. This was the start of mobile computing, which later led to laptops or tablets kung like ginagamit na nato karon ba. So example guys is business people use the Osborne 1 to write documents using word processing software. It could run programs like spreadsheets for business calculations. And user could carry it user could carry it to meetings instead of using a large office computer. So the Osborne 1 was released in 1981. It was the first portable personal computer. Even though it was heavy, people could carry it. So it started the idea of mobile computing, which led to modern laptops today. So the next slide is first computer company. Electronic Controls Company, founded by J. Presper Eckert and John Mauchly. Later became part of Remington Rand and produced the Univac 1. So the Electronic Control Company was one of the first computer companies in the United States. It was founded by J. Presper Eckert and John Mauchly. They were also the creators of ENIAC. So later, the company became part of Remington Rand. After joining Remington Rand, they continued developing computers. So the company produced the Univac 1. So the Univac 1 was the first commercial computer in the United States. So used by the government officers, so office and businesses. So used for processing large amount of data. Sample guys is the US Census Bureau used Univac 1 to process population data. In 1952, Univac 1 correctly predicted the US presidential election result. So, the Electronic Control Company was founded by J. Presper Eckert and John Mauchly. Later, it became part of Remington Rand. So, this company produced the Univac 1, the first commercial computer in the United States. This was an important step in the history of computers and business technology.
Basic computing periods. First period is the pre-mechanical period. In this period, people often used simple manual tools like the abacus. Sa mga wala di kailag abacus guys, mo na siyang frame nga nay stick or wire nga nay beads nga ginagamit nila pag ihapog pag-record sa ilang mga information. O dinhi pud nga period na develop ang number systems o early record keeping methods. So the second is mechanical period. During this period, mga inventors naka-create sila mechanical calculating machines such as Pascaline and Babbage's devices. Mao na yung pagsugod sa automated computation gamit ang gears ug mechanical parts. So the third period is the electromechanical period. During this time, ang mga computers nag-start na sila use of electricity together with the mechanical parts. Machines like punch card system helps process data more faster and more accurate. Part 1 is the electronic period. During this period, the computers were developed into fully electronic na gyud using vacuum tubes, transistors, and microchips. These are the ones used inside computers to control the flow of electricity and process information. Most nga period ang nagled into modern computers, laptops o smartphones nga mas high-tech, mas faster and more powerful.
Generations of computers. The first generation of computers was developed between 1940 to 1956. These were the earliest electronic computers. vacuum tubes. So, ang first generation computers used vacuum tubes para mag-process o mag-store og data. So, ang vacuum tubes are large glass devices nga control sa flow sa electricity. However, they had many problems. First is dali ra mo init ang vacuum tubes or ang unit, and also kusog siya mo consume og electricity. And machine language. So, maupod ni ang computer nga ga-use og machine language which is written in binary numbers, 0 and 1. So, ang mga programmers ani is need pa nila isulat ang mga instructions using only the zeros and ones, which was very difficult and time-consuming, so only trained expert ang maka-operate ani nga mga computer. And then, large size, high energy consumption. So, mga first-generation computers were extremely large. Some of them filled an entire room. They also required air conditioning because they produced too much heat, and also they were expensive and not available for personal use. For example, ENIAC. One of the most example is ENIAC. It was one of the first general purpose computers. It weighed several tons and used thousands of vacuum tubes. Overall, first generation computers were large, slow, and hard to use. Second generation computer was developed between 1956 to 1963. Transistors replaced vacuum tubes, smaller, faster, more reliable. So instead of vacuum tubes, these computers use transistors. Transistors are much smaller, more efficient, and more reliable. So because of transistors, computer became smaller in size. They work faster and they were more dependable and broke less often, and also mas cheaper siya compared to first generation computer. And then, use of assembly language. So, second generation computers use assembly language instead of only machine language. Assembly language uses short word or codes instead of just zeros and ones, para mas dali sa mga programmers na masabtan and masulat ang programs. So overall, second gen computers were smaller, faster, more reliable, and easier to program than first generation computers. Third generation computers was developed between 1964 to 1971. Integrated circuits or ICs, multi-programming and operating system. So, instead of transistors, computers integrated circuits. So, ang integrated circuits is a small chip contains many transistors inside it. So, this made computers small and more powerful. And then, because of ICs, computer became much smaller and they work faster and more reliable. And then, high-level programming languages. So, the high-level programming languages, computers started using high-level languages like COBOL and Fortran. So, these languages are easier to understand than assembly language. Programming became faster and simpler. So overall, third generation computers were smaller, faster, and easier to use. Fourth generation computers developed between 1971 to present. The fourth generation computers started when the microprocessors was invented. So, ang microprocessor is a single chip contains the computer's main processing unit or CPU. This made computers much smaller and more powerful. Development of personal computer, graphical user interfaces. So, because of microprocessor, personal computer were created. Computers became available for homes, school, and offices. Rapid expansion of digital technology. Computers became very fast, became cheaper, and easier to use. This is the generation we are using today, like desktop, laptop, and etc. Fifth generation computers, present and future. The fifth generation computers focuses on artificial intelligence or AI. Computers can now think, learn and make decisions like humans. For example, includes voices assistants and smart systems. And then, machine learning and automation, natural language processing, and quantum computing research. So, they have advanced technologies such as natural language processing, robotic, and machine learning. So, this computer today can process a huge amount of data very quickly. So, the goal of fifth generation computer is to create machines that can think and solve problems like humans. So, before this ends, here is a simple summary. So, the first gen, vacuum tubes, which is very big and hot. And the second generation is transistors, which is smaller and faster. And the third generation is integrated circuits, which is more powerful. And the fourth generation is microprocessor, which is personal computer. And the last one is artificial intelligence or AI, which is smart computers. In conclusion, the evolution of computing reflects continuous innovation from mechanical devices to AI-driven systems. Each stage improves efficiency and capability. Modern computers are the result of centuries of technological advancement. And that's all. Thank you.